Okay, I want to welcome you all to our water board meeting. At this time, we're 3 minutes late, so let's get rolling here. Through the Pledge of Allegiance, and his name up here. Doug Smith, would you lead us, sir?
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Doug. Roll call. Mr. Howell? Here. Mr. Sigmund?
Here.
And I'm here. Any communications?
No communications?
We don't have any public comments from anybody. Okay, let's go to the reading and approval of the minutes.
Move to approve as presented.
I second that.
If I move and duly seconded, any further discussion? We've all had it sent to us in advance. None? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Right into our financial items, Mr. Manager.
Yeah, Bob couldn't be here. He's with the SCADA. We have two guys that have been here this week dealing with the SCADA. We're out at Shoreline PSD. So he's busy with them. So I'll present on his behalf. As you can see there, the chemical cost for August was up substantially, as you all are aware. Last month was a increase in production. Could be a little bit of leaks, but our collections were up, our revenue was up for last month too. So we believe it was a little bit of both, but because of that increase in production, also increased chemical cost. So I think he said it was about 40 million gallons more last month than normal. So that's the reason for the increase in chemical costs.
Quality of the river, the heat, everything.
When you have four contractors out there hitting lines, draining lines, doing tie-ins and stuff, you lose a lot of water. But we also think there was one of our large volume customers had a leak on their side too, but that was metered, thankfully. So,
Okay.
But we're back down this month.
I saw that, what, 18?
Yeah, we're back down. We're about 7 meal a day now.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Nice chemical cost.
I just need a motion to accept.
I make a motion that we accept the report as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay,
Jason walked out of the room.
Sorry. Good.
we can jump ahead to something else and come back to him. Let me see.
All right, you got your vendor history report. Got two different reports there. You've got one for month ending August 31,
Yeah.
and you've got year-to-date ending August 31. I reviewed it. There's nothing that's abnormal than normal
When I look through it,
normal cost.
the first thing I look at for large ticket items and so on, then I go from there. I didn't see anything. You guys had a chance to look at it?
Yeah.
You don't have anything to point out in the vendor history report. It's
Sorry.
Other than we had that, well, that's actually gonna show up on your next one. We had to buy another round of Clorox, pictures, which that, well, we got them back in April, but was it April we got them?
Yeah, they didn't.
And they didn't bill us in a timely manner, and Gina just now processed the payment, but it's not gonna come out till next month, so.
Well, we'll talk.
That's just, I'll get you next month on
We'll
that
talk
one.
about it then.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the
Okay.
vendor report as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Unaccounted for water loss, Jason, you want to take it from there?
that's where I was jumping to.
All right.
I'm happy about this one.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right, net monthly sales were, 151,000, well, this is in millions, but the number here is in thousands. 151,593, bulk water sales was 905, and then net gallons lost was 314, which put us at 18%, percentage loss to finish. But our total unaccounted for is 7.91.
So two things, our contractors and the folks, the boots on the ground out there, the Bobby Tenney's been babysitting out there. They are doing their estimates, turning those estimates in to our guys, and they're putting the calculations in, so we're getting a better handle on it. So thank you, Bobby, for doing that. As you can see, it made a huge impact on that, so.
Yeah, it's going the right direction.
Yes, yes, I told you, it's, well, we know we have water leaks out there, Bobby, because he's got a stack of them on his desk. But,
Well, those are known reasons. Our always
We know where
concern is
they're
the
at.
unknown. That's the way we want to stay under 15.
so I
Okay.
do, getting a better handle on what's being used out there
Right.
on all four construction sites. We were gonna bring that back in, so I was right.
All right, guys, any
Thanks
questions
for
about
that.
that?
Did you already? Did you motion to approve that?
No, I don't think we did.
Okay.
We need a motion to approve the unaccountable water loss?
Yes.
So moved.
I second that.
Okay, thank you, guys. Fine.
All right, unaudited financial statements. This is for fiscal year ending June 30, 2025. Farrell?
This is what I provided to the auditors. Actually, I went ahead and already gave this information for him. So, that way that they can go ahead and get a head start. But I will, this is just, I'm gonna read some of the inserts out of the management letter. That will, I highlighted through here. During fiscal year, the fixed assets increased by $10,834,067, and the net position increased by $6,637,423 after the allowance of the 2025 depreciation expense totaling $1,401,703. During the fiscal year 2025, the board received $4,489,896 in capital contributions. That's grant money. Designated for replacement of the water mains as part of the water system improvement project. An additional $80,000 was contributed to support the construction of early warning system aimed at detecting contaminated water prior to its arrival at the treatment facility. And in total, the board secured $4,569,894 in capital contributions in fiscal year 2025 to improve infrastructure. Revenue generated from water sales accounted for $9.68 million of the $10.27 million total operating revenues in fiscal 2025, compared to $8.89 million of the $9.56 million total operating revenues in 2024. Let's see here. The board's net position was $47.29 million at the end of 2025 and $40.65 million at the end of fiscal year 2024. And then the final fiscal 2025 revenues from water sales was $9.68 million, which was 105.28% of the original budgeted, and the total operating revenues received for fiscal year 2025 were $8.89 million, which was 92.73% of the original budget amount. And then at the end of fiscal year 2025, the board had $6.75 million in outstanding bonds. This represents a net increase from the end of fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $2.88 million. And during the fiscal year 2025, the board maintained its compliance with the debt service coverage factor required by the bond ordinances of 1.15. And the net realized debt service coverage for fiscal year 2025 was 2.70, which is in excess of the required coverage. So, in all that,
So all in all, we had a good year.
overall, we had a good year, yes.
So, again, these are all in preparation for the actual audit to be tested.
Yep.
And so you've done all this, they have to do to prepare them.
Yep.
And then they come in and they'll test it all and everything, and then we'll get our final report, which we will have a copy of all of us.
Yes.
Any questions on this, guys? Okay, let's move on.
Motion to approve
I
that.
make a motion that we approve the financial statement. The unaudited financial statement.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so we move in second. Any further questions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Move on.
All right, moving on to the general manager's report, business matters. Water system improvements project phase 3A and phase 3B. Project update, Doug Smith and Bobby Tinney. We'll let Bobby Tinney go first for 3A. Go ahead.
3A, contract one's Bayer, they're in Northview. They decided for now, they're gonna go from 12th Street to 16th Street, and from West Virginia Avenue up to Rose, which is the old NVAC park. So they're concentrating on that side, so they're just laying main line, putting in meters, they are patching their trenches now as they go, keeping up with that. Eliminating the gravel, so they got asphalt patching. Contract 2 is Doss, they're down in the Heartland section of Staley. They have services left to do on Magnolia, and basically everything from the Heartland Bridge down to Liberty Avenue to Riverside is completed for services. They'll start paving within a few weeks. So now they're gonna concentrate on from the Heartland Bridge up.
You're talking bridge, you're talking the streetcar overpass.
Yeah, Traction Bridge, Traction Street Bridge. yeah.
Traction Street was the
Yeah.
streetcars, traction,
Yeah,
that's what
Heartland
they got.
Bridge. Yeah, so now they're concentrating on main line from there up
Yeah.
to Milford Street, back around that side of Alexander. So within a month or two, they should be paved out on the bottom side of Heartland.
The people will be.
They'll be happy. Yeah.
Happy to hear that.
Contract 3, D&M, they are in Chestnut Hills on Kramer Drive. The main line is finished on Kramer and up the right of way to the top of the hill. And they're getting ready to do services and test that line. They done they got the coupon pulled so they can do the insertion valve up on Van Buren, probably be a week or so before they get that in. They need to insert that valve so they can do the other two ties. And then they'll be, as soon as they get the services in on Kramer and at the end of Hayes, they'll be able to start their paving and get it done before winter. Contract 4's independent. They're on the downtown portion. By Monday, it was supposed to be tomorrow, but by Monday, they will be done on the east end of town.
Including the Hardys.
The Hardee's intersection, they're doing at night now.
Yeah.
All they have left, I'd say the east end, they have from Golf Plaza Bridge back down to Monticello to do on Main, but all of Pike Street is done. Everything from Golf Plaza to Hardee's will be done. So they just got a few weeks to wrap up, Main Street from Monticello to Golf Plaza Bridge. The main line's in, they just have to do tie-ins and service. And they've patched that, they've asphalted all their trenches too.
And then they'll move to West Pike, West Main.
They'll move to West Pike and West Main down where the sanitary work's going on. The paving project was advertised last week, I believe, for that paving, so we've kind of been given a drop dead deadline of March 1st, we have to be off the street.
That's so the Department of Highways can do it.
Okay, come in.
They were gonna do it in the fall, but they.
We're gonna do it in the fall, it got pushed to spring just to give us more time to let things
So we're looking
settle
at
out.
late February, early March.
Yeah, the sanitary and sewer projects lagging behind a little bit, kind of holding things up. They're moving along. They're in some hard rock and deep trenches, so. But we'll follow right in behind them and do the water line.
When do you think we'll be in? Are we gonna go down at the Wendy's Inn and work back towards
Yeah.
town?
Yeah, we have 2 insertion valves and a line to replace down there. That's an add-on to the project, so that'll probably be the first thing they do. Where we had the big sinkhole.
So we're coming along behind them, the gas.
Coming in
companies.
behind, the gas companies already came
They're
up
done.
through there. They're right up against the sanitary board crew, so they're kind of pushing them along. And we'll come right in behind them.
Questions?
So I know we've been pitching the October 31st deadline. That was not feasible. I mean, we didn't really have a problem with meeting that, but like he said, the sewer and sanitary.
What was that deadline, October 31st?
October 31st was the deadline for for the Main Street and Pike Street side portions of the
That's
project.
because of the paving.
Because of the paving, but the sanitary board project is kind of, like I said, it's been more troublesome than they expected. It's deep and rock and a lot of things in the way. And so it's kind of held things up, which has held us up. Same contractor.
Yeah.
They're the same independents on both contracts. And Thatcher's overseeing both projects, so we're there every day.
DOH has already let out the bid for the paving.
Yeah,
So it's already out.
it's out, so he says March 1st is the drop dead date. We'll get that in February and see how that. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
so
people
we'll
be
be happy, yeah.
Main-
It'll all be patched. Have a permanent patch on it before winter ends.
They're gonna put Main, Pike, Oak Street and Monticello going between Pike and Main. Is that what they're going to do?
We are going Monticello between Pike and Main, and
Oh,
then
we are?
we will also be doing Chestnut, 6th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd as part of our project.
We're doing
Oak is a state.
Oak's cool. Okay, they're gonna do the state.
Oak is
Okay.
gonna be the
State's
state.
gonna do that.
Our project includes the connectors, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, and Chestnut.
How about the state?
They're just
Do
doing,
Oak
they're just,
Street.
The only cross section's gonna be Oak. They're
Oak
just
is-
doing the,
Oak is
basically
there.
the U. They're going down and back up the other side. That's,
Yeah, Oak is theirs, the cross streets.
That's what
are
I
still
just what I said.
Ours, but we still have the Chestnut.
No, I didn't mention
Oh,
Chestnut
okay.
at all.
Yeah,
I just
Oak is
said,
theirs.
I said Pike and Main. I said Oak between Pike and Main.
that's it.
And then how about Monticello?
Monticello is ours.
That's ours,
That's
okay.
ours, yeah.
Yes.
Plus, but we still have line to do on those other crosses, but we're not,
Well, like.
we want them, if the state can still pave, then we can still come back in and do our portion.
Yeah, all the other streets that go across there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all ours.
Yeah, the only cross
Of
street.
course, not many of them there, thank goodness.
Yeah, that's the only cross streets that, you're
Now,
right.
how about in behind there and?
We got a little work in Trader's Alley to do.
Okay,
Chestnut to Fourth, I think we have Trader's Alley.
okay. Any questions, guys? Good job, Bobby.
All right.
All right, let's move on to 3B.
All right, 3B,
We'll
done?
be continuing to gather assets out in the field, transferring those to the mapping. So again, that'll be a few months exercise, just surveying, field reconnaissance, that kind of stuff on the mapping.
And 3B will be everything outside of Staley and Northview.
Yes, sir.
But like when it comes to Golf Plaza, Broad Oaks, all the rest of the community, that's in 3B.
Yes. If there are lead service lines.
If
Yes,
there
sir.
are that service lines.
Yes.
That's what we're concentrating on. Anything else, guys? All right, thank
And
you.
once you get a section done, can you give those maps so we can mark them up?
Yeah.
That was very helpful last time with 3A. We had Steve come over and spend a day with our crew, your tabletop, and marking them up.
Yes.
This time we don't have Jeff Humphrey, but we got the two Daves and Bobby back there, so we still have the history here,
Yes.
knows the system, so.
Yeah.
That
we're-
piecemeal, it really worked. We wasn't pressured. We don't want to get them all at the same time and then be overwhelmed. We'd rather you get like Adamson done, send it to us. If you get, the Liberty Edition done.
And it
send
works
to
better
us.
for me as well, because again, you kind of treat it like a revolving set of plans, so that when we get you a set and you look at them and we're doing another set, when you finish yours up, I can bring them back, make those corrections rather than hand them all to you at once.
Oh, that'd be
If I
overwhelming.
do that, then my draftsman go to another project.
Yep.
And it's hard to grab.
It
those
worked
guys
out
back.
great with 3A. I like to see the same
All
thing
right.
happen with 3A.
Any
Yes.
questions, guys? Okay, hey, good job, Doug.
Thank you.
Let's move on.
All right, Todd White here is here from Region 6 Planning Development Council along with Sheena Hunt. He's going to be doing his first presentation. He's going to be doing requisition number 10. And with that, Todd, floor is yours.
We had activity on all 4 contracts. We had an invoice from Thrasher and an invoice from us, Region 6. And all of that came to a total request of $2,172,631.97.
Okay. And this has all been scrutinized by our people and by Thrasher and your group. Any questions, guys?
No.
This is kind of a formality because all this checking and whatever is done before we even get to this point. This is just to approve the payments. So what do you think?
I make a motion, we approve the payment of the amount that,
That
was
2 million.
2 million,
$2,172,631.97.
Okay,
I'll second the motion.
okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Wish it was prepared that quick, right?
No kidding.
I'll say the same thing about the minutes, don't you, Gina?
Hard work for 30 seconds.
Yeah, boom, 30 seconds of fame, that was it.
It took longer to sign the documents. All right, guys.
All right, up next, we have the Snake Hollow Road Waterline Extension Project. Judd, I'll just go ahead and let you hit that one.
Yep, Snake Hollow Road, the pumps have been delivered to the homeowner, so that is all complete. If you remember, we had one small housekeeping issue with one of the ditches that needed to be worked on. We were waiting on a proposal from the contractor. He has given us that proposal. This was just some
Was there some seating or something?
yeah, it was the grass wasn't growing, so they wanted some rock put in place. And so we have that proposal from them. We are reviewing that, sending it to the state for their approval. We don't expect any issue with that. As soon as that comes back, then we'll turn the contractor loose to do their part. But that's it. I mean, as far as all practical purposes, the project is done other than just a little
It's
bit.
been a long time coming.
Yes, it has.
How those people are happy with the water and
I
everything.
would
Oh, they're
imagine
very
so.
happy.
Okay.
Now, they're gonna send a sub up, or they're gonna come there from Beckley up there to do that work?
They will do that work.
I think he's coming.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions about Snake Hollow? Hearing
The
none,
reason
let's
it's
move
on there until we close it out is just that's still on
Sure.
the agenda. All right, next moving on this one here, Second Street Pump Station Project, Doug?
Yeah, Second Street Pump Station, Casey, my design engineer, came over, met with, your staff to look at just how much sure everybody was familiar with, it, had their questions answered about it. I think we've got that. I do believe that Casey has submitted to your staff a list of materials that you will need to purchase in order to do your part of that construction. Remember, you guys are
Has he
going,
sent that over, has he sent that over yet?
I thought he had sent it,
I haven't seen it.
Can we get a drawing on this? I thought we
Yeah,
saw a
yeah,
drawing.
if you look in there, you'll see where, that huge blue circle, that's the tank. And then you can see the, actual
little tiny
station.
dot beside of the station.
Yeah.
Uh,
So there's the plumbing, you can see how it's all be plumbed in.
Yeah.
And our guys are gonna do that to save on cost.
It will require, I believe, a movement of the fence and the gates, but it will all still be within your property. So there will be no need for property acquisition either from the city or, I can't remember the gentleman, the doctor. Yeah. So I think we're good to go there. When it comes time to set that, we'll have our surveyor come out, set every corner, as well as the location of your materials where your fittings go, because we'll set that thing in place. It needs to be very accurate where it goes in place. Again, moving right along. I've not heard anything other than the December timeframe on the pump station. So if we hear anything different than that, I'll certainly let you guys
And
know.
that'll be here before you know it, so.
Yes.
We've already been in contact with the power company. We know where the pole needs to be set. Scott with Michael Inc. is already on it, so we're getting the power into.
What's our target
Our
for
project
completion of
site.
this? Actually start, stop.
If you guys have your stuff done, tank comes in, sets, it's gonna take a couple, 3 weeks to do the tie-in testing. Depending upon weather, I'd say February.
I mean, so I wonder if we could get it in before the end of the year, but that'd be
Yeah.
pushing it.
So what is our guys responsible for?
Our guys are going to do the pad, and then we'll bring all the piping and stuff in. So what they'll bring that building in, on a flatbed with a crane, and they'll bring it in, and they'll set it right down, and it's just plug and play from there, so everything up.
So we're just doing a concrete pad.
Concrete and laying the
And underground
piping.
pipe. And so then you've got piping that you'll need to connect, that penetrates through the concrete pad and connects into the pipes inside the pump station. Relatively, I say relatively minor work, but big pipes, heavy pipes. So
Yeah,
it takes a little bit of
We're
time.
hooking that up.
Yes,
but when we go through that concrete and so on, it's gotta match the
yes,
building when it sets down.
yes.
Who's engineering that part of it?
That's it.
That's us. That's why we're.
So you guys will mark where the cuts to be made, where the pipes are to go, so.
They'll set all the stakes.
Yep.
Where things are
Good
supposed to
deal.
be.
I think the biggest unknown that I have at this point is, making sure that the electrical company gets their part of the work.
The electric side. Yeah. Okey doke. Any questions, guys?
Got 3 phases.
All right,
Three-phase, yep.
let's move on then. We're down to TTH.
TTHM, removal project.
Got Scott on the phone.
We have Scott Turner on the phone. Last we talked was, what was it, Scott? Last Friday?
Yeah, last Friday.
Yeah, where is he? I did forgot to talk to Tim. Did he send, that stuff to Tim? Tim's shaking his head no. So Billy hasn't sent him the revised contract yet.
Yeah, he's working on that as we speak. That's the reason why he's not on the call. But he should have, I mean, Tim, when do you need that? Yesterday?
Yeah, we were hoping to get it approved today, but so our next meeting's the 24th, which that'll give him some time, to get that.
Yeah, but he was
buttoned up.
he was wanting to get this to you today. Or do we still have some time or?
Yeah, I mean, we missed the deadline for today, so he's got time. He don't need to rush on it. Tim would like to have it by next week so he can, look at it. Am I correct on that, Tim?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure because I know, Billy said he lost the notes from the conversation. So you've got to review it one more time, to make sure. You probably, if not, we got the recording, all the things you brought up.
Well, I have my notes.
You have
but
your notes?
They need to give me another.
They need to get you the
copy.
document to go over it again. Okay, I got it. So yeah, have him get that to him as soon as he can. Tim can go through it again, and see if some of the stuff has been addressed. What hasn't been addressed, we can get that cleaned up before the next meeting.
Will do, absolutely.
Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, I mean, so we got the letter to proceed yesterday, or, right?
We got the letter to proceed on Monday. Yeah, well, it was awarded on Monday. She sent it yesterday.
All
The
right,
the money's there. The money's in our, it's called an ASAP account. So it's at the Department of Treasury. The 2.9 million is there, sitting there.
An ASAP account, like
It's,
spend it as soon as
oh,
possible.
it's, well, that's maybe that's what it means. It's an acronym for whatever their system. It's called ASAP though. It's acronym. But the $2.9 million is there for this project. So it's sitting there waiting to get drawn down. This is the first project we've seen like this, and I just met with them before the meeting that they dropped the whole amount into our account to pull into our checking account. So they're going to call the powers that be at EPA to figure out, do we draw it down and let it sit in the project account, or do we pull it down as we need it? Or why they would obligate all of that and fit it in there is beyond me. So
It's good for us.
yeah, it's good. There'd be no lag time paying vendors. I mean, it's just gonna be, once you all approve it, they'll get paid the next day. So, I'm hoping that's the way it is, but it just seems too good to be true. But
So if
So
we
the
get the
project-
contract, hey, Jason, if
Go
we get if we can get the contract signed next week, is there a way we can order material next week?
yes, we have startup money that we can be reimbursed.
Okay.
That was cleared by Kelly right at the beginning of all this. So yes, Jason's already got money set aside in the budget for this project. We consider that seed money so we can start and get reimbursed, so you can get the parts ordered. We
Okay.
can be reimbursed on the first reimbursement
All right.
back. So that's not a problem. So if you can get the contract to us and Tim gives his vote of approval on it, we can get it before the body here next meeting. They can approve it. And you can actually go ahead and, as long as we have the bond in place, you can go ahead and send us the invoice for startup, and we can go ahead and approve that and get moving.
Okay. Yeah, we need the contract signed before the bond.
And,
For us to get, for us
okay,
to have the bond, we have to have a signed contract.
so we'll get it signed on the 24th. Once you get the bond, we can move forward. I can go ahead and, if you get everything to me and Tim reviews it and approves it, we can go ahead and approve the contract, have the invoice, they can approve the invoice for payment upon receipt of the bond, and then we can release the funds.
We got you.
That sound,
All right.
that sound legit, Tim?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Tim, we'll
So-
get you everything you need. And, so we have to wait till the 24th now, right?
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, the body has to approve the contract.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
All right?
Thank
How
y'all.
long-
Congratulations,
how long
Jason.
Hey,
Thank you, buddy.
How long is this gonna take once we get started actually with the physical work?
Scott, that's questions for you. So
Uh,
once,
Here's the way it works. We will invoice for 20%. That will get us the order. I guess we're gonna do, I don't know the schedule. Are we doing the well first? Are we doing?
Clear wells first.
All right, so we're gonna do clear
I
well.
guess Park Tanks was first.
Well, I think we're gonna do all of them, but in the first phase, which is the well and those first two, I
Okay,
believe.
that's Park Tanks.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll get 20% of whatever that we start with, whether it's, whatever the well or tank locations. And then Billy will draw up the drawings for the state. That takes about 2 weeks. And then we invoice for another 40%. We order all the parts. That takes about anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks for the parts to come in. but we're gonna be doing a lot of work beforehand, prepping everything and getting things ready. So once the parts do come in, all we do is plug and play.
So this is gonna be probably completed by spring, maybe?
For all the
We're-
sites, I'd say summer of next year. Well, yeah, you'll be done.
Our goal, if we order by, let's say, October 1st, then you're looking at what, October, November, that's 8 weeks. Let's say it comes in 10 weeks, middle of December, and it's another 4 weeks for each site. So we should be done easily with the well and wherever we want to go in this first phase by spring.
The weather.
But
Weather
don't
has a
quote me
factor.
on it because Billy may shoot me for saying that, but that's from what I understand the timeline.
But everything will be in place before summer of next year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we think
All right,
in the
when we
first,
go-
in the first phase, Jason, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
No, before he goes, we're talking first phase. Is second phase going to be with short line or what is that?
is that what you're considering second phase is the short line?
Yeah, and,
Because he keeps
and
saying first
really,
phase. I just
well,
wondered
the remaining tanks, all right, we're gonna do these first two in the well, then the remaining tanks, and then we're gonna tackle, I guess, the third phase with this, right? And that would be the additional tanks that you guys purchased, correct? And we gave a quote for
Yes,
lately? Okay, yeah,
that's short line.
Yeah, short
yeah,
line.
short line, yeah,
Four or
I guess
five
that's
tanks
what you
out
It
guys.
should be 5.
Yeah.
there. Jeff,
We have 2 at
Tanks.
one site, but there's 5.
how many tanks you
Two
have?
J four.
There's five, right? 5 tanks, that's what I
Four
thought.
sites, five.
Okay, I had a question though about that, because since they've given us financials, in our packet, we had a listing of some estimated costs with
Yes.
short line. So let me see if I understand this. The first phase is the clear well and 2 tanks, right? And then we have our remaining tanks is phase 2.
That's
Phase 3
correct.
would be short line. Is that the way it goes?
Is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's what
Yes,
I
sir.
want to know, Scott, because I noticed, I saw your estimates on the tanks out there, but the one site called Olive, is that the name of it?
Yeah,
It required some work getting power to it or something, solar power or something. It's gonna be an expensive project,
Yeah, there's no other alternative out there. There's no power even close to that site.
and that's that site there.
Yeah.
Do we have enough funding to do all this?
We can do either sell, and I spoke to them on Friday, doing a generator. Where the guys will have to go out and have a couple 100-gallon generator out there that would kick on, run it, and then kick off.
Was
That's
that
when they're
used
on.
only in the summertime?
It's cellular or generator.
Is it only used in the hot weather months?
Well, you can use it all the time, but it's
Yeah,
not
you can
needed
use
as
it all-
much in the winter time.
Could you
The
get a natural gas generator and put out
There's no
there?
natural gas there either. Yep.
But the thing is,
Jason,
if the purpose
Jason,
is
Billy
because
said,
hot-
Billy said that their levels were pretty high. Their TTHM levels, aren't
Oh, they
they?
are now, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine,
It's
don't
gonna
run
take
it-
more than 6 hours runtime.
right, exactly. So I don't see it running, I don't see it running that much in the wintertime either, if you
That'd
think
be
about it.
improvement, just moving the water around. Yeah, I just wondering though, I mean, this is designed because of the hot weather and the effect on chlorine. When in fact, many months of the year, there shouldn't be much of a factor. I just wondered if we had to run all that power and stuff and everything during down months. And people say, well, just run it all the time. Who cares? I care about money and dollars. I just, something we can look at.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's gonna be a trial and error. I mean, it may be needed in the wintertime, but not as many hours you're gonna need it.
No, that's
for
right.
some.
Yeah, Tom,
Okay.
Tom will tell on that one. We're
Yes,
just
yeah.
you're just gonna have to go wade through
You
it.
guys have
So
questions?
we'll get there.
I've asked enough questions. Let's move on. Scott, thanks for being with
All
us.
right, thank y'all. Appreciate it. Y'all
Thank
have a
you,
good
Scott.
week. All right, appreciate it.
Yeah. All right,
All
the
right.
only thing actionable item I need is for the board to authorize to set up a project account for this project at West Banco Bank.
For
For this project, it has to have its own account.
For the THM project.
THM removal project, yes.
Okay. Somebody want
I'll
to,
make that motion to set up a West Bank account for the project.
I second that.
moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Did you have anything to add on that?
That's a resolution.
I did have a question. We was talking about the invoices at 20%. Is that what's going to be coming up for the next meeting along with the contract?
Yes,
So we will need a copy of those invoices prior to that
that's
meeting.
correct. We'll get you the contract too, to everybody has eyes on it. He's reviewed it once, has sent suggestions for, changes and stuff. And that's what they need to send back to them, whether they get them all or not, that's why I has to look at it again.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure that we're looking at the funding at the same time. as
Yes.
that, Okay.
Yep.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to the short line agreement. Anything on
Yes,
that?
the O&M maintenance agreement between Clarksburg and Shoreline. There's been, I wish Bobby was here, of course, like I told you at the beginning of the meeting, Bob Davis has been with the SCADA guys. To my understanding and passing with him, because he's been busy always, is they have got all of the tanks on SCADA now. They've got them all communicating back to our SCADA, so now at the levels, at all the tanks now. not just
Elementary
the
working,
G-Farm.
everything's working, they can read.
Everything's communicating back here now. Bobby, I'll go ahead and let you, Bobby and his crew has been out there for, all this week and a couple of days last week. Tell them what you've been doing out there.
We went down to the meter wells back. Folsom Fire Department, took care of all that. Went and fixed the valve at Bennett's Run tank. Went down and moved the service today of Bennett's Run. The state road keeps tearing out and leaving it lay on the ground. It freezes up every winter. Moved it. Tomorrow we're going down to Frontier Lane, make a tap that people put in.
So we've been, out there getting some of this backlog work done. You wouldn't believe the people that's calling in here. We haven't really officially taken over the assets there, but we've taken over the management. And not saying anything bad about, any past management or anything like that, because I don't do that. But there's some people that live up a holler, and I need to talk to you about that. They call it a holler. It's got 7 people, and they're about a mile out off the beaten path. They want water. People still need water, just like up at Snake Hollow Road. Those 4 people were important to us to get water out there. There's 7 people out there. It's worth us to run a line out there to get those 7 people tied in.
What hall are they at?
I've got it written down in there.
Well, no.
There's 7 people, all need water, need it bad.
Snake Hollow wasn't a long run. This is way up a hollow. How far is it?
It's about a mile and a half.
Snake Hollow's 1 mile.
It was exactly a mile.
Like Snake Hollow was a
Snake
mile.
Hollow's exactly a mile.
Off of our line is a mile down here.
Right to the end. Yep.
One into the other.
It's exactly
I
a mile.
walked out.
So
They'll
this,
drop you off, you can walk out.
between
From our
a mile and a
line
mile and a half,
to
there's
their
7
house is a
homes
mile.
along that stretch
It
of
doesn't
line.
seem like it.
So that's something we need, I'd like to see the board look at,
Well,
get some costs associated with it, get those folks to sign up.
absolutely, we want to do it, add new customers,
And-
taking care of people.
They said they've been asking for this water for many years
Well, let's see what we can do.
and hasn't got off first base yet. Hasn't got off home plate.
Bob, how far is our water line run up Bennett's Run? All the way to James Run?
Mhm.
So where's Lumberport take over up there?
Down Jones Run, almost into Lumberport, past Reason's Run.
Out by Cambria.
Could be another way to come
It
in.
runs
Yeah.
down to Nolan's Run. And across,
Nolan, yeah.
and across Jones's Run Creek.
Yes.
Speaking of Lumberport, had a council meeting there on Monday evening. Ryan Holcomb was there. I have not got to talk to him.
And when you talk about names, people are listening, who's Ryan Hall?
Ryan Holcomb's with Thrasher.
Okay.
It's the engineer,
Just
that is
clarification.
assigned to Lumberport. That's one of his clients there. Met with him on Monday, along with a commissioner to discuss that project over there. I did prompt the commissioner if there could be any monetary help on his end. He wants to see the project, so I didn't get a no. So, we want to see, because it's going to help everybody over there. Lumberport needs the water. We're not the only option, but we are the feasible option as in cost.
Yes.
Cost to them, as in resale rate, and cost of the project. We are the best option. So we're going to run with that. Because we want to be able to provide them with the water, and they want us to provide them with the water.
They sure need a lot of help out there.
They do. Ryan says he wants this thing to turn quickly. They may have another year out of that plant over there for like.
Now, the big thing in this, we're not maintaining that system.
No,
We're just selling water to them. Because they had their own treatment plant. See, people at home are watching this thing. Lumberport and Shinston have their own water treatment plants.
That's correct.
And so what we're doing, they're going to become a customer of ours, just like most of the county gets now.
Yeah, their accountability has gotten better. They got new meters in, so their accountability has dropped. It's still high. They know where the leaks are.
Well, that's something they're going to have to address.
They are gonna have to address that. And that's an issue because they don't have staff.
Yeah.
To be able to do that. I mean, I guess from my understanding, I have just enough staff to pick up garbage. That's just about it.
Okay.
They said their collections are up, so things are looking good for them, so, can't wait to work with them to make this project come to fruition for them. It's good for us and good for them, so it's good to be able to help our neighbors out.
Good deal. All right.
For dealing with staffing, now that here in a little bit, you will approve the union contract, which has already been signed by the union here. We have established a tier 3 system, so now our hiring freeze has been let up. We're going to go ahead and transfer Brittany in our front office. She will be on our staff as of the 20th of this month, and Jason Cunningham will be coming over from Shortline onto our staff as of the 20th. Starla will remain on Shortline's payroll system until we can close the office over there, which could be probably within the next month. We'll have it shut down, but she's going to have to work past that to get things cleaned up and get things transferred over here. So that, just to let you know, going forward, that's what we're looking at. So Brittany has done an excellent job here. She's just fitting like an old shoe. Customers love her. The staff that she works with love her. Same with Jason. I've heard nothing but good things from Bobby and Jason's coworkers of how great of an employee he is, and we're lucky to have both of them here. So we can't wait to actually call them official family here, Clarksburg Water Board family. So I just want to let you all know what's going on there. Also, since we're talking about staff, we're also going to be looking at hiring 3 more people for distribution down below, since bringing that's not including Jason. So we can have 4 crews, 4 crews. So we'll have, our staff will be big enough to do Summit Park and Shortline with the added responsibility. So just to let you all know this, we're talking about staff, but
Now, for one of these crews, you were telling me what's for, you want to designate them for
That's-
exercising?
yeah, that's next year. Yeah, next year.
They're
I'm
going to
saying-
multitask. I just can't sit around. You're going to have work for them to do.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Our problem is valves and hydrants. They don't get exercised enough. We can't, it takes us 6 months to flush hydrants in one shot, doesn't it, Bob? I mean, it takes 6 months.
We have,
for
how
our
many,
crews.
800, 900?
We've got 1,000 just in our system. So now you add short lines, you add Summit Parks in there. So, you're looking at probably 1,100, 1,200.
Okay.
And then or you've got probably triple that in valves. So we'll have a crew of 2. That's all they do. That's all they do is exercise valves and flush hydrants and maintain hydrants. That's all these 2 guys will do. And it's going to keep them busy year round. So that's one less thing Bobby's got to fool with. If we could keep our maintenance up on our hydrants, because I'm telling you guys, that's the PSC and our lawmakers, that's what they have their eyes on. Since that home got burned down in Charleston, must have been somebody of high stature, because that's got the attention of all the lawmakers down there. These hydrants, it's on a 4-inch line, they want them gone. And they want people to maintain their hydrants.
6-inch line.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Okay,
Tom
well,
will tell you,
All right.
that's a big thing now.
Thank you. All right.
Do you have anything to add? Mr. Zirkle?
Jeff.
No matter what you call me. Okay, the last meeting with Thrasher on August the 28th. We still had 3 meters and 2 antennas that wasn't working. I don't know if you guys are aware of that.
No.
Nobody said a word. I'm not surprised. And, hopefully, they've got them, somebody contacted, that should be under warranty.
No, absolutely, yeah.
And of course, you guys are aware that Ty retired. He went to work with
Green River.
the contractor.
That is Green River.
On the 28th, there was 96 water meter boxes, setters, and or a combination left to go. So I'm hoping by the next Thrasher meeting that that will be done, since Ty was hired to help them. Pump station. It was discussed in the meeting about the pump station, and they're saying 30 weeks out.
Yeah.
But I went up, that meeting was on a Thursday, and I went up on a Monday, and they had the change order ready, and I went ahead and signed that. So hopefully that will shorten that by several weeks, the way they talk. Now, whether that comes to light or not, I don't know. The changes on the pump station. You guys entertain maybe picking up that cost for those revisions by any chance? Buddy?
I'm not familiar with it.
Buddy.
Nice try, no.
It's just something, I'm not looking for an answer.
What are the changes?
Well, there were some changes to
Upgrade it.
make sure that the water could run through, this is my understanding, might be wrong. But the changes were made to make sure that pump station could get that water to lumber.
That's correct, that's right.
That is correct.
And I'm not looking for an answer, I'm just asking a question,
And actuator valves for our SCADA.
maybe
So they're
Christmas
mechanical.
present or something.
Way to go, Jeff.
I love it.
The, also, I would like for you to entertain the thought of sending somebody out there to check valves. That was a request from Thrasher today, that it would be helpful if they knew they have somewhat of a cobbled up list. But they would like to have a good list and have a good feel for the number of valves that actually needs replaced. And the way we got on that subject is, I said, I don't want to replace any more than 16 fire hydrants, which are the bad ones, until we know what else we got, because I think the valves more important than the hydrants. Now, you guys may disagree. If you do, I'll shut my mouth. No problem.
Valves are very important.
But I'd hate to spend money on putting in additional hydrants. I'm not saying they're not needed, but if the valves is what we need worse, I don't want to agree in the meeting to do that. That's not what it's about. I'm trying to work with you. And one more thing, and I'll be quiet. Is there any way that you might consider sending somebody down there to help at short line so that office can get closed up?
No.
Please. Because it costs several $1,000s a month for that place to be open. I mean, I ain't got no trouble paying for that. I mean, by the time you figure the insurance and the phone and the internet and the credit card machine and all that stuff, there's a lot of overhead down there, the trash and all that stuff. It's $3,000 a month or better that you could put in your pocket and spend it on fire hydrants or valves.
But
Yeah.
exactly right. It's a good thought. And if we could expedite that, that might be
Yeah,
something.
I'm
we could
working
look
with
into.
Clyde on that. We're trying to get the system integrated. Now we have computer software. We can log in from here into the system over there now. So there may be a way we can bring all that stuff over here and bill out of this office, close that one before we do the integration. But I'm working with Clyde on some options. The sooner the better. I'm with you on that.
We probably get someone for the valves too.
Oh, yeah.
2 out of 3 is a good start.
Well, that way you know how productive you are.
Yep.
You know, that's the bottom line. Save money and be productive. And I think that's it. I'll let you go.
And we're gonna set up a meeting with Mr. Zirkle here probably next week, sit down and talk about all the ins and outs about this project, so everybody's on the same page. And what is primary drive behind this, and I support it, is whatever we can save on this, what we can do in-house we can get Thrasher to design that connection to Lumberport.
Yeah.
So we can try to get all this done with the money that they have. And anything we can outsource or we can do it ourselves. It's not like it's emergent, it needs to be done right now. I mean, they could pay for the hydrants and stuff and we can put them in. But we'll work with, the folks at Thrasher. It's not Doug that's on this, it's, Carly Shingleton. It's Carly right now. Yeah, Carly, Shingleton and, Eric Sherrard.
But what was the first thing you wanted us to consider about this?
Buddy, I couldn't hear you. I'm
Well, I'm
hard
sorry,
of
what was
hearing.
the first thing again, so we can, all talk amongst ourselves, consider paying for,
Change order, wasn't it, on the pump
The
station?
change order on the pump station.
change order.
And being the dummy that I am, I didn't pick up that piece of paper to bring in here, but I think it was like
I
$3 grand.
okay.
I think you may have some of that too. They passed that out at that meeting, didn't they? That we attended on
Yeah.
that session. So he's got a copy.
Okay, I didn't,
It's
well,
not
know
a
the
great big
number.
bunch of money.
okay.
I think to make the conversation short, we've got the recording of all this stuff. As soon as we, at the minute, he'll review the stuff and see what it doesn't get back to us.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Thank you, man. You had your wish list or what I call food for thought, right? Thank you. We also have to, build a building out there, a house and equipment, just for like a trailer and some stone or stuff like that.
Yeah, just put a dump truck and trailer excavator on it. Service truck will be brought back here every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Stacks of stone in
Could you delay that for a while and see,
Yeah, it's not-
once you get this system going
Mhm.
and get all this junk fixed, it's been let go, you might not need to go out there all that often, and you might not need to put a lot of your money into a building and storage. And that's just a thought. It's just a
Well,
thought.
we'll have to discuss that and see how how
And
it works.
now that we're traveling out there as much as we are, it's really not that far.
No.
I mean, it's, your first couple drives out there, it's like, damn, but now that you're used to it, it's really not that bad.
Well, like I said, hopefully, if you get it in good shape, that maybe you won't have to spend that much time out there. And you'll be able to make a little bit of money and not spend a bunch of
Yeah,
money.
we'll have to see because of response time and getting what we have here, how quick can we get out there with crew, equipment, trailer, whatever we have to do. But anyway, let's move on. We can sit here and talk. We'll get some stuff. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the next thing that was tabled from the last meeting, is the water treatment plant expansion project. And I had Tom come here today. Bob was gonna be here, but, Bob is on the same page with all of us, but I wanna have Tom present to you, what prompted this project and why right now is a good time to be thinking about this project. So with that, Tom, I'll turn it over to you and then I can let, Doug jump in.
What precipitated the interest in the project is we had, last month, using a lot more water. So we were up around the 8 million gallons a day type, maybe a little bit more than that at times. And additionally, we had a customer that was looking at moving to the area that would generate somewhere between 2 and 3 million gallons a day, from my understanding, which pushes us up into the 10, 11 million gallons a day. And so that brought to light, well, we're pushing the limits of the capabilities of the plant. And so we started looking at that. I talked to Doug, and then at the Rural Water, I also cornered Jonathan Carpenter for a little bit, who was one of their people that would do the type of studies that we're looking at. And in order to get really started on this, we need to do a hydraulic study to see really what the plant is capable of doing. Because there is sections from our conversation that we may be able to do more than 12 million. And we maybe have a bottleneck over here where we can only do 10 million. But we need to know that. And so I'd asked, and with Jason's, and I had asked Doug to put together a price to do that hydraulic study. And that's what you have before you is the price to do that. Once we get the hydraulic study done, then we can see what we need to do to move forward. And then we would be capable of doing like a preliminary engineering report that would also give us a cost on that. at least in today's dollars. And then we can look at that and say, well, is this something we want to move forward with? But at least we know what we're looking at to move forward, so that you're not spending months if that somebody would come in and say, hey, we need 2 million gallons of water, and it's going to impact our system. We wouldn't be spending months getting this thing started. I think it'd be money well spent to go ahead and do the hydraulic study and to do a preliminary engineering report after we get the hydraulic study done.
Question, Paul. Yes.
So the report you're contemplating would give us the capacity of each separate element of the water treatment process. Is that what we're thinking about?
It is a hydraulic analysis of the plant. It is not an estimate of those improvements. It is simply to look at this. You have, and we would need to look at the intake, then the filtration part of it, and then the storage, internal storage, and then we would also look at your high service pump areas. Each one of those is designed, and they are not all perfectly 12 million a day, okay? So sometimes when you build them, it might be that your storage, or I'm sorry, your high service pumps that go out into the system may have initially been locations put in there, put in 3 or 4 pumps, but you only put 2 of them in because that's all you needed now. It would not make sense to have done that in the past. And now you might look at it and go, well, instead of using those 2 pumps and rely on those 2 pumps that are 30 years old, maybe we want to take those 2 out and put in 2 new ones, or maybe we would have put in 1 small one and 2 new ones. We want to look at those different options of where do we see you going trend wise, and what do we see some of your infrastructure that may have reached its lifetime, and looking for, do those need improvements as well? And so again, you look at it in a modular text and say, which one of these can we do? Increase your capacity, which one of them, because you may have some that actually got designed for 14 or 15 million a day, and you may not need them to do that. I don't know, even what is designed for versus how they actually perform is different.
You managed a similar project in Morgantown to upgrade that
Yes.
plant.
Paul, do you have a question?
What information do we have from the original construction of this plant?
Janet Fleming,
I mean,
All we have is drawings.
You know-
How it was built.
we talked
We've
about,
always been told it performs to 12 million. We've never really,
never had to do it.
we've never really
Improve it.
pushed it.
I was mayor when we built the plant, and
We might be able to pump 4.
well, I was mayor when we built the plant, and I signed the bonds that built this place. But then when I was elected and so on, and started looking back, and Janet Fleming was here, they said this plant was designed to be capacity at 12 million, as it is right now, 12 million. And that was their planning, was we'd use 8 or 9 million at peak times, but for growth, we could go to 12 million. We've never gone that far. They also made a comment that it wouldn't be difficult to pump it to go to 15 million a day. And that's where I want to make sure we look at all this stuff. We
Yes.
don't want to go creating a lot of issues, spend a lot of money and find out, but you don't know till you do it. And like Paul says, surely there's some records,
you would think.
the capacities and so on. They designed this place.
All I've seen is just, and I can confirm it with Bob Davis, because he would have them. He's got all the drawings. He's got every floor. He's got all the blueprints of this building. And
Well, they have the drawings and stuff, but I'm talking about.
That records are just part of the project.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure they have the drawings and stuff, but I mean, when they designed this place, it had to be a description or a statement saying, we're gonna build a plant that has 12 million gallon capacity.
And actually, I don't remember the drawings, but the drawings themselves should have a hydraulic
Would it show
flow through
some
the
of that?
plant.
To get to that,
Yes,
okay, and see, none of us are professionals about that.
Yeah.
This is what this thing would go through and study all that.
exactly.
Because we may have that, but we may have to go a little more than that, maybe, because we had all this property out here, that's why we had all that acquired. We're expanding the plant that way.
And it's not beyond, I've got some colleagues that work at Gannett Fleming, and we could reach out to those guys, and they're very good about keeping old records, and they may be willing to share those if they still have them and have not been archived. They may have a design study done at that time.
So we should have some of that stuff.
So
here.
at the end of the 28,000, the board will hear your recommendations on proposed upgrades and the
Yes.
reasons for those recommendations.
Yes, sir.
would it be to the point ready to start a project from what you left off with?
Whoa.
No, so we would do the analysis, and then I would come to you and say, hey, here are the bottlenecks. And so let's call this a perfect world. And let's just say that everything on there, for whatever reason, turned out to be 10 million gallons. And then I would come to you and say, okay, here's where I look at your past history of pumping. If you think that Clarksburg is going to grow, and let's say our target wants to be 15, then I would say, these are the items that you need to do.
To get to that capacity.
That capacity. Or if we find that the only thing that's a problem is your intake, and your intake can only handle 10 million coming in, then my recommendation would be, hey, let's upgrade that, not to 12 to match where you're at, but let's upgrade it to 15 or maybe even 18, depending upon what sizes are available for that particular storage tanks, I think.
Okay, so the intake, so you will always see if that water is obviously available, being pulled
Yes.
from West Fork, right?
Yes.
The discharge from the dam,
Yeah.
to make sure we do have the capacity to pull that water.
Yeah, I think we're going to want to take a look and just see,
So you're, and this is a whole look, everything.
and because what we don't want to do is to build a 15 MGD plant that you can only pull 13 out of the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another concern I had about the capacity.
You're gonna have to find a smart guy to do this.
I've got a whole floor of them to look.
I got a whole floor.
No, wise guys, not smart guys.
My comment has always been surround yourself by smart
That's
people, you
it.
don't have to work, so.
So I wanted to let you know what prompted this, and I think it's money well spent. Because we've never been dealt with a high demand like that. I mean, yeah, they said it'll do 12 million.
We
Well,
can't, Mr. President, we can't do strategic planning without this.
That's
I understand,
exactly.
I understand that, but I sure as hell don't want to go 15, 16 million gallons, we set for years, but I don't see it. You don't know. we're not genies. We can't predict and whatever.
Yeah.
But we have to be prepared. And is there enough cushion in there to do whatever might need to be done? Maybe we have to add a little to it. At what point do you have to go? Who's going to determine how much we need to do? And then drawing it out of the river, storage on it.
And I don't want to miss an economic development opportunity for this county when we're the reason they can't come here because we can't meet their demand.
They're going to be in Harrison County?
Huh?
Would they be in Harrison County?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's definitely. This-
Well, and Mr. President, I think you actually hit the key word there, and it is be prepared.
Yeah.
The study takes, it's gonna take a few months to get together. At that point, we make a decision on what we want to do. The PER is gonna take a few months beyond that. So, and then to get a PER approved through IJDC right now, anyone was guess on that. So at a minimum, you're talking about, potentially a year from now before we're actually ready to move on designs. We have certainly heard it's not that long and can be moved forward, but being prepared to be able to make that decision.
Well, if another project would come in, I know what we're talking about. They're not going to turnkey that over in 4 or 5 months. It's going to take some time to build it.
Right.
So during that time, we could be upgrading. and
There you go.
Working in sync with that.
Yes, sir.
After Jason called me last night, that was my exact thought. Is if we have this study done and we get the PERS done, we can put it on the shelf if we want to. And we can tell somebody that comes in, hey, we've got this on the shelf. And by the time you get your building done and you're ready to work,
We'll have the water.
we can have the water.
That's exactly what I envisioned, just to have that on the shelf to be able to say, all right, let's go, we're ready.
But this type of a study would be that for the money we would spend, we could get the hydraulics and all the stuff to design. But now are we going to be then inundated with a slippery slope thing? Oh, now we got to do this study, got to do this study and this study, and we're spending a lot of money.
I think we need to do the PERS, the preliminary engineering report after we do the hydraulic study. We figure out where the bottlenecks are, where the good parts are. Then we need to do a preliminary engineering report. Then we have that and we can put it on the shelf if we want, or we can move forward with it if we want.
Now, this thing is a preliminary, this is, what do you call this again? This
This
first
is a
thing?
hydraulic study.
Yes, this is just a hydraulic analysis of the plant.
See the capacity.
Okay.
So what would the engineering study first show?
The PERS would give you the costs and what, just kind of a rough guess of what we're gonna do and what it's gonna cost.
Where we might need to upgrade.
And where we might,
Okay.
well, the
That makes
hydraulic
sense.
study will show where we might need to upgrade. But then they'll have to do kind of a preliminary engineering.
How do we meet that?
How do we meet that? And then
Now, is
get a
that
cost
part of
estimate
this?
from that.
Getting a PER, what would that be? you wouldn't need to do the PDR until that
Right.
prospective development would come in.
We want to do the analysis first, so that again, I can tell you which component in the plant we need to do an estimate for, and, you know, what that entails. You know, because you don't want me to say, hey, here's what your PDRs will be, because today I don't know what we're going to recommend.
No, that's what I was
So you
concerned.
don't know what funding's for, because the funding is a part of the PDR.
Huge part of this,
But can we get an estimate at the end of this of what we're looking at, whether it's 10 million, just a ballpark?
Now, 10 million for what? You're talking about 10 million.
I'm saying.
I'm not talking for engineering study. 10
No,
million.
I'm talking for, when you're at the end of this, it would be helpful just to know what we're looking at. We're looking at 10 million, $20 million.
It's just a hydraulic study, it's not gonna have any.
No, this will be the person that can tell
let's
you
put it
that.
this way, let's get to the end of the analysis. If it is one that is, we can take a look at it and say, hey, the only thing you've got to do is, you know, the intake. That's a pretty easy thing to give you a thumbnail.
That's what I was.
If on the other hand, it is, hey, we need additional sedimentation basin.
Filters.
All right, that takes a little more, because that's a lot of hard concrete that I've got to go and do.
Concrete, it's all the equipment that goes with the
Yeah.
scrubbers and all
So
that.
if I can, I'll give you that thumb sketch kind of thing, but I don't want to make a promise that until I know exactly what it is I'm trying to estimate.
Because, you know, as a member of the development authority, we have somebody coming in, obviously, if it's a reasonable amount, and we gotta increase our capacity because of them, they may help us fit the bill.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have that, say, well, in order to do this, it's gonna cost us $15 million to do this, and we're doing this for you, the developer.
Yeah.
Well, then, you know, we'll contribute so much to that.
I think we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
I do too.
So
I think we're getting.
I'll make a motion to approve the task order between Thrasher and the Clarksburg Water Board to do this.
For the 28,000.
I second that.
Okay, it's moving a second. We've had a lot of discussion. I agree with Paul. We can sit here and talk and theorize, just thinking about the future. We don't know. We're ready to vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Jason, could you give us an idea of how much our water sales has changed since 1987 to today? Like the life of this plant?
Yeah, that would be good.
Just curious.
You want consumption?
Yeah, well, no, production.
Production. Yeah, what were we doing then? What are we doing now?
Well, we have that. I don't know if we'll go back that far, but we'll go back as far as we can.
Yeah, we even go back as far as you can. That's exactly right, Leland. But there should be some records.
Jason, there
Okay.
are several records upstairs where we moved Aaron and Clyde to that were in Dick's office. That had been filed, taken up there.
So there might be some stuff up there.
And then from back where Ron and Patsy were here,
Okay.
the files that they had.
We'll see what we find.
Okay, let's move on to the next subject, the dental program, is that right?
Yes, currently we have Delta Dental. Here in the last year, I know I've got a letter from, Wilson Martino, that's who I go to the dentist, that's who I go to. They're not accepting Delta Dental after November the 5th.
Yeah.
He got, his dentist is a different
I
dentist.
have MetLife, it's hard to find people.
They won't accept Delta Dental. And if you look in, there's hardly any carriers here locally that accepts Delta Dental. Delta Dental has not raised their rates to their customers, and they also haven't raised their reimbursement rates to the dentist. So, I mean, I guess it's been 20 years, the dentists are still getting the same 20 years ago as they are today. Well, that they can't do it, so they're not accepting it anymore. So we're paying for a dental plan that employees can use.
I'll make a motion that we.
So our proposal is United Concordia, which is a better.
Have you run numbers on what this is going to cost us on an annual basis?
All I can tell you is, unless he can, this is what the difference is here.
I
on your
did
sheet.
I did a little bit, a difference. I think it was, tell me if I'm wrong, Jason, my monthly base was about $500.
It was a couple $100 difference on the amount.
I think it was like $500. I can get my sheet in there.
That's fine. I'm,
The dental plan.
because we can't use it. I'll make a motion that we can, change the,
It's $30.
dental insurance for the active employees,
It looks like it's
from Delta
$30
Dental
more
to
for
the United, Concordia Dental.
I'll second the motion.
These are only for active.
for active employees.
It's on here, the increase what they are now, what they are.
Yes, yeah, there's a comparison.
Your current,
All in
they
favor?
were like $3 more, some of them are $5 more,
The biggest one was the family one.
Biggest was
$10 more.
That was the biggest one, was the family.
Okay.
All in favor?
I'm meeting, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye. I got things to do.
Okay,
Moving it along.
all right, let's move ahead.
The last thing is the AFSCME agreement with the union, AFSCME, which is the union agreement between the AFSCME and the Clarksburg Water Board. The only changes that's been made since the last time, it's the last meeting to now, is we have final draft on the front, red. We also changed the date from September the 1st to September the 6th because
And the union.
this is the new payroll. It's kind of hard to start it on the 1st, so we're starting on the 6th, which is a clean cut with payroll.
And the union number.
And we had to change the union number 13 on the back for the signature page. That's the only changes. Recommend us finally do the last approval of this, sign it, and it's over with for 4
We
years.
already voted at the last meeting to accept the contract, while we just sign it now, right?
If you've accepted it. And the
Well,
changes,
the changes, yeah, the changes to the date.
I'll make a motion to approve the changes as amended. to the contract.
Second that.
Okay, aye.
It is.
We agreed last month to do that.
yes, sir.
We ordered the second time we voted on it.
Well, no, we changed the date. Last time was September.
Was that the only thing was not there?
That's really the only big thing.
Okay, because everything else we agreed to. We agreed to
Everything
changing
else is the
the,
same.
all we did was told them to make the corrections needed. It was a simple thing at the last meeting. Okay, but we voted on it twice, that's good.
It's,
That's how much we support it.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, too.
We pass it. We can sign that at the end of the meeting.
yes.
Okay. Let's move on to the next item, which is,
I just, let's see here. We already have the employee. Does the board have, any of the board members have any comments or any reports? I know you said you wanted to bring something up when I talked to you there last evening about the increase. Want to talk about it?
Yeah, I think we should, maybe talk, maybe, can we do it in an executive
Sure,
session?
there. I'm not sure we wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, and, also, I think, I don't know, we have it, cause we always talked about we'd have the public to be able to, have like a public forum. So they'd be able to at least, talk, a lot of people can be able to make it, to 3 o'clock. So if we can have something, for like the day before, so we could hear.
I mean, you can, but the legal ad's already out for the 3 o'clock meeting, but I mean, we can have whatever we want.
we have a secondary meeting if we want to, we have a primary meeting.
Can we have like the one
Yeah,
before?
I mean, we can, yeah, you can have a meeting, absolutely.
uh,
I mean,
just-
but the vote has to take place on the 24th at 3 o'clock.
Right, the vote, but we
Yeah.
could have something for people to come with, come to address their concerns or, like somewhere here or how we had it at the, we can't.
We can't discuss the rate increase. It would have to be a public session.
Oh,
It's not an exemption to the Sunshine Act.
Oh, okay, thank you for that. No, I just, know that, we're just, I think we need to let the public know, we've done one increase and another increase. Then we're gonna have to do another increase next year, correct?
Which is gonna be three.
I think where he's going with this, we need to do a better job communicating about the increases, why the different ones, when they're going to occur. Explain, people understand what's coming up, right? And then we have to look at these crazy objections we've seen on Facebooks and stuff, and maybe compile a list that says, every time you have a leak, we are causing leaks so we can raise rates. I mean, things like that.
Well, I'd also like to see just.
I mean, you have to go through and just say, this is what we're doing.
But I know we're getting grants for the next phase, but we haven't gotten this,
Right, yeah,
with the grants, but it'll be like,
Would you explain?
nice to know what the rate would be even without getting the grants. I know the public, if I was on the board, I would be annoyed, with a rate, another rate increase. I mean, sort of like when I first talked about this on our very first time we voted, I recommended to go a little bit higher. I know we can have the fund, or whatever is it called, a slush fund or
Right.
whatever. But if we know what we need, before that, I think that could maybe not be that. I just think the public are getting tired of rate increase, another rate increase. Next year, we're gonna do another rate increase. I mean, it's just, I mean, I think it's a lot.
Let's put it all up front then. It's best for us.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
But if you wanna put a 20% increase.
You wanna
for one,
shock the community, go and throw a
do it
big rate down right
I'll
now.
vote for it.
I mean,
Cause it's good for us. It's really good for the plant and the.
that's what I'm saying.
But really, these people say they're annoyed over a couple percent. I mean,
$2.70.
that adds up, but you're getting a lot of quality for that.
But
It's 2/3 the price of your sewage.
But if
I
you're
mean,
for that, I mean, I think we should be upfront and say that, and then it'd be,
I mean, it'll save us money. It'll be,
We'll have the money
Oh,
collected
yeah.
in
be have
advance.
the money collected in advance, and that's what I feel like we should do.
but I don't think you're gonna squash any
No,
heartache.
no,
You're gonna
no.
cause a lot.
I think it's gonna be a lot more
And
response.
these rate increases have been very modest.
Yeah, they're small.
I mean, I know there's been frequent, but they've been so
Your
minimal.
property tax goes up more every year and you don't even say.
How about your gas bills? They go 40%.
Well-
Nobody complains about that. They do, but I mean,
Would it be a benefit to the water board, having that money coming in?
Yeah, money's
Oh,
worth more
absolutely.
than.
I think so. I think we should just,
how's that benefit the customer to have paying in
I mean,
advance?
it's really gonna have to, we can be proactive and have the money coming in. I mean,
We've always paid for projects because we needed the money, yes.
Just,
we're gonna need the money. We need the
Yeah,
money.
question out here.
just from my experience from early on at Bridgeport had not had a rate raise for 10 years, I think, when I first came there. And we were the first ones that did this 5-year increase. And we did like 15% and 10%, then 5%, then 3 and 3 or something like that. But the key is that people have gotten used to not having rate increases, and the costs go up every year by at least 3%. And so you can't just not give a rate increase every year. It just doesn't work. I mean, you could do 20% and not do one for a couple of years, but like we did one at Flemington Sanitary Board just recently. And now the rates it's going up enough that our rates are not adequate to cover the cost of the inflation over the last couple of years. And so you just have to be really careful to say, well, we're just gonna do 20% and not do anything for a while. Because you may likely have to do that because the way our inflation is going now and the way that we may see it in the foreseeable future is that could be dangerous.
These rate increases are all defensible. They're math. This is math. We hired a utility accountant who looked at our accounts and looked at the costs that we're incurring. These are the rates that were calculated. So it's not like staff made up the numbers.
Right, but the rates were wrong. I mean, the calculations were wrong the first time,
Yeah, we fixed it.
They were based off of.
based on our highest usage.
Yeah.
They didn't know that.
Yeah, at the time.
We fixed that.
Yeah.
But we're fixing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying, this is something to consider.
The thing is, so I look at this, I've talked to Jason about this many times, is we raise our rates because we need the increase and we can justify it, like he said. We have utilities costs go up, we have chemical costs go up, and on, things we can't control with inflation.
Right.
We have medical insurance going up and so on. This is the people's water system. I don't own it. The people own it, and we have to be responsible in our positions to spend that money wisely. And that's why we are very conservative on our rate increases. We don't go out trying to get extra money in it, and fluff and whatever. It's what we need to do the job. And it increases every year. The problem is, people look at our rates and they get upset over $1 some increase or
Right.
$2.70 increase.
Right.
And then I'd like to go back and say, as I told you many times, I'm throwing this as a number, there's probably about 360 water providers in this state. Right now, we're like number 60 some from the bottom, lowest rates. When this whole project, so we move up to about 73 or 72. Look at the couple of hundred water systems around the state paying a heck of a lot more than we do. We're very fortunate in this town to have the lowest rates we have with the kind of a system we have, the water system of the year. We're out here upgrading the entire system because we're mandated on lead lines. We got to take them out. And when we're taking the lines out, we got to take the main lines out, might as well do it. So we're doing things, I think, in a very responsible way. I agree. The state, when we used to be under the public service thing, said every 3 years at the maximum, you should be adjusting your rates. I remember one time they went years and years here and didn't pass because it wasn't popular. What happened? They had to have a rate increase. People went crazy. Now, we had one since I've been on this board, was kind of healthy back several years ago, Paul, and we phased it in. We didn't hit everybody with a big increase. We paced it over 3 years. We put in a little bit of time, a little bit of grumbling and so on, but people realize this is their system. You know, if they were sitting in our seats to make those decisions, they'd be making the same things we do. Really, they would. Because if they're doing responsibly, you have to do it. It's just a communications thing with people. And we're going to react to a few people are going to be upset because no matter what we tell them, and if I could walk on water, I could do things, they still would question it.
Right,
So we're
to that, what you say, like that, the 10% is only what, the $3, the 20% is going to only be a few extra dollars than that.
9%, 270.
So, I
On the-
mean,
on the
it's not
35
that much, it's not that much more, but what, like to your officer saying, we didn't have a rate increase for 12 years. That was a problem, but in hindsight, we
Yeah,
should have
that's
been
right.
having that.
Yeah, it's always
Rate
good to
increase
have
from-
rear window vision and say we should have, could have.
But, that's the
other
reason
thing,
why.
and the other thing too, we had another little increase, just a little bit. It was like $1 something on the bill. I talked to our finance guy here. I looked at the bill and said, my bill went from, well, it used to be $57 and it jumped and I kept looking, wait a minute, my water's the same. And it was, I'm not trying to blast the city, but their rate went up. Here recently it went up like $1, some pennies, $1 and some pennies. And people started saying, oh, your water board's raising their rates. People need to look, people need to look at their water bills, and it says Clarksburg Water Board. But that bill also includes sewage, which we have nothing to do with other than billing.
I think people are starting to
So
realize.
it's a
I
problem.
do want to address an important point. That Chad mentioned that our rates were wrong. It's not exactly correct. What happened was the accountant made some wrong assumptions. And when our staff, when Jason looked at it, they fixed it. So it wasn't like we were bilking the customer.
No, but it was
The
wrong.
accountant was doing the wrong, making wrong
Test year
assumptions.
was.
Test year, he went up by the highest consumption.
That's right.
Well,
But we
last year,
fixed it. These guys saw that.
But bottom line, even so that happened, it didn't affect the rate thing, because we
Does not
still
affect
have to, it had nothing to do with the rates. I mean, it had to do with our projections of what we needed. We've been collecting money in. It so happens we didn't collect enough because of the mistake they made.
Right, but
I mean, it had nothing to do with it.
from the first one, my suggestion, which is again, hindsight's 2020, I suggested we go higher at that time. And that's what I just thought,
Well, I think people are really
I-
upset to jump from a $29 bill to a $40-some bill and paying for it when the thing's not even completed or just starting out.
Yeah, and from our projections, you're not way too.
from my projections, yeah, that's what I thought.
Because that was, remember, when we first started this, Todd Dingus told us right then and there, at the end of this project, you're looking at about a $42 to $43 bill.
Well, I thought it was about a $40 something, but
About
$42
$42
to
to
$43.
$43.
Well, this, I mean, this is something that the public knows, it's gonna be up in another year. We're gonna have another, I'm just tired of doing another vote for rate increases. I'd rather just get it done.
And then you all
Especially
have,
when we're gonna need it, we're gonna do it.
you all have the option. Remember, we were proposing to do a 3-year phase-in of the next rate. If you want to just
That's what we talked
put
about
it
doing
in
too.
and just hear the grumble one time.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
That's up to the
I
three
mean,
men
that's,
here.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't mind the grumble. I just think about people. I had a guy come knocking on my door the other morning. His bill went up $2.70 cents, but he saw his rate, his usage was down a little bit. He couldn't understand it. And I looked at the bill with him and had to talk to him and so on. Now, he lives in the margins. I mean, this guy, his groceries are paying the electric bill, the gas bill, and so on. So some people are hurt with that. So we go out and say, rather than $2.70, we're going to raise you up to $40 more. That's going to really, most of our customers are at the low end in that scale. It'll affect a ton of people. You talk about shock. I think that is the reason why we face it.
Well, having,
It's easy to get over one time, so you don't have to hear the grumble. I
having,
don't mind hearing the grumble.
having, being the GM, I take your guidance. I mean, what would be the most benefit? Your suggestion,
Now, benefit to who now?
to the water, I mean, to everyone, the water board, the ratepayers, I mean, everybody, all.
I think the 3-year phase-in.
The
Because you only have to have one public hearing. So that's what the city did. They did a 5-year.
They know what's coming up.
They don't hear it.
We did
You
the
don't
same
hear
thing.
it. I mean, it automatically appears on the bill. They'll call in and say, hey, my bill's at, whether there's, the second
But-
rate raise went in.
We could do the 3-year phase in with the added increase.
That's what it is,
Yeah.
yeah. You split it up three, so if it goes up $10,
No, so,
then it
but
goes
then
$3.
then we'll have another increase next year, is that?
Yeah, but you only have to have one
But you only
public
have one
hearing,
public hearing.
one public hearing,
Okay,
and it's a 3-year phase in. So
We
it'd be
never-
like July.
We did this
For the next
before,
3
we,
years.
we
Okay.
did this before.
so,
never had
so
all
now
that
it's your,
control.
you have to be your
Yeah.
suggestion for that, to vote again for another increase next year
And to do it
for
on the
3
3
year. Okay, okay, that's,
We will be able to, at this point, this rate increase here is a going level
This is
increase.
just operational.
Just
This
don't
has
catch
nothing
up.
to do with the line
Just
replacement.
make sure that, for one, it's catch up to what we lost down in the first one, because yes, it was. I mean, it's not all Todd's fault, or, yeah, Todd's fault, I'm trying to remember his name right, that, you know, he did use a high test year.
Yeah.
And, what he probably should have did was probably pulled like a
3-year.
2 to 3 year trend.
Yeah.
And then took an average of those 3 years and for consumption wise. But instead, he took the last test year was, unfortunately,
Next year.
a high year.
It's our best year.
One of the best consumption or best, revenue years and with best sales, most water sales. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's human, I mean, he just, error with by the highest as it happened.
But having this increase here is very minimal. But we don't wanna we can't do a 3-step right now because we don't know what 3B is gonna entail and how much it's actually gonna cost you.
Before we get the grants and everything else.
We have an idea what it's gonna be. We're gonna land about $42 to $43.
Which I think that's something that should be out there.
So that's gonna be close to a $10, and that'll be at $3 a year, $3 some change.
And then when we do
over the
that,
next 3 years.
let's show that $42 rate for that 3,500 gallon customer, and then show all this other stuff way above us throughout the state. I think people should be glad that we're as tight as we are
Yeah.
with our money, their money.
Yeah. For some reason, which I don't.
And
know
we've had a 3-year phase in. We didn't have any grumbling. We had, if we raised our rates $1 right now, there'd be people out there raising heck about it. But we can justify our rates. And we put on our big boy pants and do what we can and
And
say,
we're being very
know,
transparent.
That's what the biggest thing is about transparency.
I mean, we're sending this
and
to
we have
everybody's
one hearing.
doorstep, this notice,
And we
they
have-
all know.
Which is just
we
fine.
have one hearing and explain, this is our rate increase, the
It
9%.
was just a suggestion.
And we're gonna phase it in over the next,
Which is
the
fine.
9%'s coming in all.
It's just a suggestion. I just want, and they'll also just know that there'll be another one in a
I
year.
appreciate your concern.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
a great idea.
yeah, and that's,
And everybody I come to, I tell them,
Yeah, as long as everybody
so,
knows what
so
we're
as
doing.
long as they know, that's another one.
Key
That's all
is,
good.
you said, key's communication.
Yes,
As long as
exactly.
everybody
That's
knows.
all, that's everyone.
Sometimes we need to, talk to people at 3rd grade level and explain what's going on.
Hamburger meat's $6.99 a pound.
Yeah,
You-
look at
you know the
everything
prices.
else. What else do we have, guys?
Just one thing, I want Tom to tell you about the fire hydrants he's working on.
Tom, okay, Tom.
I just have worked on a list of fire hydrants, the ones I feel like are easy fixes that we can go from. When the guys have some time that they can go out and do 1.5 a day or something like that, that's just right easy fixes. We have about 5 or 6 others that range from 300 to 400 feet up to 5,000 some feet. We're gonna try and do in-house. Jenkins Avenue being the biggest project that we have to do.
Is that a 4-inch out there?
4-inch out there, yes.
And we have to go to 6, right?
We have to go to 6.
We laid a 6-0 on the other,
One section.
the one section.
Is that when we took that in?
Yeah, remember
We added that into our system, I remember. And, and Sun Valley gave it up to us, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. What else we have, sir?
I promise you it's 5 minutes executive session and we're done.
Okay, going around the room real quick, any questions? Because we're gonna go into a short executive session. 5 minutes.
Very
Yes.
quick. I got to do it, but I'd like to invite you guys to the next Thrasher meeting. It is September the 25th at noon on the 2nd floor. I'd love for any of you.
Are you
or all of
serving
you
lunch?
to be
How
there.
come it's at noon, you don't feed us?
I'm too damn cheap.
Thank you. September what now?
25th.
Okay,
At
and
noon at Thrasher.
all righty, Mr. Attorney, want to thank you for sort of good to the cause. Doug, everybody in the room, Bobby,
Well, thank you.
Bob. Okay, 5 minutes. We're going to an
I don't like
executive
that I get here
session.
for the first minute.
Motion on the floor,
The executive session, subparagraph 12, attorney-client privilege.
attorney-client privilege.
Second.
Motion second, and all in favor, aye?
Aye.
And you'll be here, and
I want Doug to come in for 1 minute.
Okay. Thank you, guys.